So, Fat Man.
Oh, that was okay, because it was a...
Reddit three-way.
It's not gay, because it's a...
Reddit three-way.
With some bullshit news and rumors.
Hey?
Leave it to the fucking white guy to fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's all kind of gray.
Rock solid.
Wow. Let's talk about that on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is a Fat Man.
And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode today. First of all, we have, it's not draft day, but it is Dietz Day. Brandon Dietz is here with us.
Hey, yo. I took the gimmick. I'm sorry.
Gimmick infringement number 1. Okay, we can do that. And, of course, the master blunt roller himself.
Canadian Sleazy.
Gimmick infringement number 2.
Hey, yo.
Thank you. Ryan was here with us, as always. We are doing the Reddit three-way, Reddit grab bag number 3. I am so excited.
We already have comments.
We already have comments going. Like
from Jay
all
Franklin.
sorts of
I know him. That Cody promo is fire. PJ is over. No.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that really okay, whatever. So
not you, Jay. The other.
Yeah, whatever. People are going to promote whatever. We're going to get right into this. Ryan sent me a few. I know he's got more behind him. We're also going to kind of sprinkle news and rumors in here too, because a lot of things have happened over the past week or so.
Have they?
Yes. But yeah, let's get right into it. The first one's actually not from Reddit. We're going to start talking on X.
Okay, hold on. Jay said they're going to Netflix for non-PG. No, they're going for Netflix for fucking billions of dollars.
Also true.
That's why they're going to Netflix.
Yes.
Can they go to non-PG? Sure. Will they? Doubt it.
It depends on how they want to play the rest of their cards. When pay-per-views were on Peacock, they didn't go away from PG.
Yeah.
Technically, one of the main reasons why they were PG in the first place was because ratings and advertisement and all that.
Ratings don't matter anymore.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
No. We'll start it off with our own. Yes and no. Reddit's don't but do, or ratings don't but do matter. Ratings don't matter in the overall scheme, but it does matter for their advertising money.
I think ratings matter more for AEW than they do for WWE.
Because their business model is different.
100%.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Well, right now they don't have their own. Not to say that the streaming service doesn't help or anything or hurt, but it's a different philosophy of numbers. You know, you're going to be able to do a lot different if you have a different product on Netflix. It's going to be an interesting way of dealing with that. So I'll be interested to see how it goes. But for now, no, ratings don't matter. At least not for WWE.
Nope.
Cool.
Awesome.
Great.
Great anal cysts.
Oh,
Great.
sis.
Analysis.
Okay, we're going to go around the horn starting with this one. This is a great one. Greatest calls by wrestling commentary in WWE history. What is your favorite? We'll start with Ryan.
Oh, I know mine.
I'm guessing his is from 91 Rumble or 92 Rumble. And it's not even just favorite. Even when we talked about this, the one that pops in my head is, by God, he killed him. He's broken in half.
Yep, that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Well, I like that right away. I thought about it's not fair to Flair for that whole Rumble, but I figured Fat Man was going to pick that one.
That's where I was going. I was leaning towards it. So
no, I was leaning towards the Jim Ross, fully on the side.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
You got like a blooper one, JR giving away the fact that Stone Cold was going to win the belt from The Rock at Mania 15.
Yeah.
Rock's beating the shit out of him outside the ring, and he just goes, "You can't treat the champion like that. You ain't the fucking champion yet, JR."
Oops.
I know you had a stroke, but you still know how to talk. By God. Still sounds like by God, even if it's coming out half his mouth.
What else?
Keep this.
Maybe Michael Cole's The Streak is over. Just to piss Sleazy off.
That one pisses me off too.
How about the most classic one? Gorilla Monsoon.
The immovable force.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. That
irresistible force beats the immovable object. I mean, it's such a classic call from an era of wrestling that, you know, we don't talk about as much, mainly because it was mainly Hogan Must Pose era, but it was really, truly a mark in wrestling history in more than one way. So,
that's kind of
any other ones?
We were kind of all just melding into one,
right? I'll go quickly through the thread here. Irresistible Force, by God Almighty, he's broken in half. Does he have
Stone Cold? Stone Cold!
I think that's in here. Does he have no conscience? Does he have no heart? Do you have no soul, you son of a bitch?
Well, the
no clue what that
what
is.
was it?
JR probably the
JR
Triple H.
calling Shawn Michaels, where he finally hit the sweet chin music on Brett. He got it.
Oh yeah, the boyhood dream has come true.
That's the very next one. The one previous was Triple H. Tyson, Austin, Tyson and Austin. All hell is broken loose.
I'll throw in a really recent one from last year's Mania. Michael Cole's call when Sami Zayn kicks out of the 1D.
Oh yeah, that
was his
great
voice
one.
cracked like that was. They were, and another reason why I think that was a fucking 5-star match. Even the commentary was emotionally invested into it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll just keep continuing with Sami Zayn when he had the Johnny Knoxville match when Wee Man slammed Sammy, and all of a sudden Michael Cole freaks out.
No, not Michael Cole, McAfee.
And it was McAfee that went nuts. One that the joke is the only ladder match on SmackDown. Let's see if Fat Man remembers that bit.
Wasn't it like a TLC match?
No, it was a ladder match on Raw. Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy. That I keep thinking is on SmackDown for some reason.
No.
Climb the ladder, kid! Make yourself famous!
Still think that match is super overrated.
Yeah, I know you don't like it. But WrestleMania has turned into Yeselmania from Jerry Lawler. Bobby Heenan. Jannetty tried to dive through the window to escape! Stone Cold. The Austin era has begun.
Yep.
Mankind has achieved his dream and the dream of everyone else who's been told you can't do it.
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole.
That'll put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
And that's an infamous one.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold is shaking hands with Satan himself. For the love of God, tell me this is not happening.
WrestleMania 17.
Yep. More recent one. Rollins with the heist of the century.
And that's not even that recent.
Yeah, that was like
9 years.
Ago?
9 years
ago. It was 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
That's gotta be Kane.
Oh yeah.
That's an iconic one though.
That is an iconic one.
For Sleazy.
Oh,
Sleazy came all that. Choppy pee pee.
No,
that wasn't commentary though.
I don't care.
By the time Iron Sheik gets to the ring, it'll be WrestleMania 38.
Yes.
They missed an opportunity to, if he was still alive, to have him just walk down the ramp, like through 2 matches.
Yeah. I'll do. This will be the last one. From undesirable to undeniable, the prodigal son has returned.
Corey Graves.
Cole.
Corey Graves.
Graves when he came
Cody
down
Rhodes.
during the debut.
Yep. That was a great one. Thoughts about this one? This was from Facebook. I don't know where on Facebook. Coked up Shawn Michaels versus Perk Angle would have been the greatest pro wrestling match of all time. Agree or disagree?
Agree. So when I think
agree.
I saw that meme. There's a bunch of Facebook pages. I saw that and I was like, that was fucking deadly. I sent it to Sleazy with the point of pick two people and put them in a match. Like that. Like the example of Coke Shawn Michaels, Perked Out Angle, like to me, 97 dickhead Bret Hart, like those just ridiculous time frame of people and put them in a match against somebody else that is a ridiculous time frame, but it'll be like fantastic.
Mid-streak Goldberg versus Yokozuna.
I'll take half of that and go mid-streak Goldberg versus Taker at Mania.
Ooh.
Stupidity.
Mine was intentionally stupid.
No. For me, I'm going comedic value. Santino Marella, Danhausen.
Oh. That might actually happen, too.
Yes.
Because Danhausen's making a lot more indie appearances, and I wouldn't be surprised if Santino and him play around in TNA, you know? Fat Man, one.
I'm trying to think of one. I got one, but it's not great. It's pretty shitty, actually.
That's the point of this episode.
Vince McMahon versus Eric Bischoff.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. In a street fight.
Had to be.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
That way we don't have to have that many ref bumps.
Right?
That many ref bumps.
Only 2 in a no DQ match because this is AEW.
As much as I fucking hate ref bumps in a no DQ match, that's just because I'm a big wrestling fan and know all that shit. Most people, when they see a ref bump, will forget everything else and just go, oh shit, the ref's down. How's the match going to win? So it's not even the DQ at that point anymore. When a ref bump happens, it's something's happening.
I got an interesting one. I don't know if you sent this one to me or I found this one because I kind of accidentally mixed them up a bit. This was a Reddit post that was pulled from Twitter. It was WWE shouting out themselves for 100 million YouTube subscribers. And Austin Creed retweets it and says, shout out to Matt Cardona. And the reason why it's in here was to posit the question, what wrestler has made a huge influence on professional wrestling as a whole that doesn't get enough credit?
Cardona
is one of them for this obvious reason, but also just in general, just coming back to the indies. But I'm thinking somebody else. So I will go to Fat Man. Somebody that doesn't get...
Michael Hayes.
Do.
Shut up. I was just about to go to.
Ring entrances, man. Music, coming down to music. Just ring entrance.
That was a big deal. You know, other people were kind of doing that before then in other sports, but Michael Hayes was like the innovator of that.
Bad Street, Atlanta, GA.
Do.
Dietz, what do you got?
Hulk Hogan, merchandise. Nobody ever did merch like him. Once all of a sudden it became a big...
And I'm a Hogan Mark II DT buddy, but Austin.
Yeah, but Hogan was the first generation of...
Here's my kicker with this fight, because I always like have this discussion with people. Hogan made a lot of money selling T-shirts, but there was more Austin shirts because they were cheaper and easily available in Walmart.
Fair enough. I think they still did equal parts.
Cool.
Ryan, what about you?
What?
The question.
I thought I answered.
No, you didn't. You said Austin, but...
I thought you just rebutted of mine.
Oh,
yeah, I thought that was just a rebuttal. Okay. That's why I was like,
No, he makes sense of what he says. For me, it's just he was the first. Hogan was the first guy to ever have like big time T-shirts, headbands, all that stuff. And then you see it double down with basically Austin and Ben how they did business, because they caught up with the times. So it both makes sense. You're absolutely not wrong.
You know who doesn't get enough credit?
Who?
The Miz.
That's a big one.
And they're still going. Still doing fucking awesome. Like, he does not get enough credit for what he does, because outside of the fact that he's not John Cena's size and look, he's John Cena. He does all the fucking media stuff. He's always there. Never got injured once, maybe, and still turned that into a fucking hilarious gimmick.
That's his best part. He's always available. It's
when you need him.
He doesn't need time off. He's always there.
Need a shitty movie done?
You need a legitimate challenger to the top title?
Miz.
You need an Intercontinental Championship contender? Miz. You need to take the U.S. title off of somebody? Miz. You want to do a cool marquee tag match at WrestleMania? Miz. Yeah, there's the Miz is great in any role he's in. There's two people that come to mind in my mind when it comes to this. When I was first thinking about it, number one is Carl Anderson, because
Asian Mark.
Ignore the hot Asian wife bit about that.
Why the fuck would we ignore that? That's part of why he's underrated, because he's so fucking funny.
Also true. The man's a comedic genius, but he's one of, if not the creator of the Bullet Club. Look at what happened from that little bit all the way to now. It's across multiple companies. It's across multiple promotions. It fucking started a promotion, effectively, if you want to be very technical about it. $1 billion promotion. It's unbelievable how much influence the Bullet Club. You want to talk about a shirt that's around almost as ubiquitous as Austin 316 is the Bullet Club shirt, and the millions and millions of parodies that are out there. And the other one that doesn't get enough credit in my mind is Fit Finlay. And not for the reason you probably would think, unless you know me. Women's
Female wrestling.
Yeah. So he doesn't get his flowers nearly as much as he should, because he really, truly tried to legitimize women's wrestling in WWE. And not enough people give him credit, in my opinion, for that. Okay, next one. This is a great one. Ryan, I know, sent this to me. What's a wrestling conspiracy theory you believe is true?
Kevin Sullivan killed Benoit and his family.
God damn it, stop the fucking fucker. Other than Kevin Sullivan.
I always like the two, even though it's been debunked, the two Ultimate Warrior theme.
Get out of my head. I was just thinking about it. That was another one that was really good. Yeah.
Always caught my interest. Because even my dad's just like, that's not him. He's not that. He's too small.
That's what happens when you get off the
that's
juice.
always been a big thing for me.
Well, there's always been the whole... is everyone here familiar with the Mandela effect?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who don't know what the Mandela effect is, Nelson Mandela, it was after Nelson Mandela, who's famously died in prison, except he didn't. But some people believe that there are multiple timelines in the world, and we change timelines as we go through it. One of the Mandela effects is that obviously Ultimate Warrior died and he was replaced by somebody. No, that's not true. I think the reason why that was conflated was because of the Renegade and the whole bit about that, and the fact that the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, looked like him to an extent. Fat Man, what do you think? Conspiracy theory that you believe is true?
Sid shit his pants.
Sid was the one who shit his pants. Oh God, I love that one. I love that story. I think that so many people have shit themselves in the ring that it has to be Sid, right? Ryan, what about you?
He's a shit worker. Might as well just shit in the ring.
You want me to come up with another one after Sullivan killed Benoit?
Because I was going to steal that one.
I said it first.
Fine, fuck you. There's a few of them out there. One of the ones where, more recent one is that WWE's like trying to buy TNA. That was a big one that I think I wouldn't be surprised is coming. Here are some of the ones that are out there. That Dolph Ziggler's big moment in Survivor Series 2014 was meant for Roman Reigns. And anyone who doesn't remember the Elimination Tag match at Survivor Series.
Sting debuted.
Yes. Basically, Ziggler works the entirety of the Authority, and Roman Reigns was out with an injury at the time. So they believe that they just gave it to him, and that was it. Another one was that Vince hated Sandow so much he refused to put him on TV after the Mega Powers shit failed. And the few times he did and got a pot, Vince jobbed him out and eventually fired him. Cactus Jack Mankind and Dude Lover are the same guy. I
believe that one too.
You believe that one?
I believe that one too.
Fucking Mark. Marty did jump through that window. This is an interesting one. Multiple different people played as Dana Brooke.
Ooh. Because she had such a weight shift. I understand.
Yeah, she had such a weight shift. Yeah,
I understand this. I get this. Because she goes from being super buff, then get a little chub, and then all of a sudden, nothing but forehead.
Yeah.
So she's changed drastically. I get that.
No.
The WWF specifically sent Russo to kill WCW from the inside.
Also the Montreal Screwjob was a work.
Yeah, that's a common one.
I don't believe it. Stuff that I believe, I don't believe either one of them.
I mean, the way Kevin Nash talks about it, I do believe it's Kevin Nash when he brings up that Vince never sold pulling both his quads, but he sold the punch, one punch.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The only person hurt by that was Bret Hart. If anything, Bret Hart was a mole sent to WCW.
Interesting. Well, then he got hurt, so.
Yes, but that was like fucking 3 years later. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in 2022 leaked info about Vince's conduct to get him out of the company so they could run it.
Would have been quasi true if she didn't leave once he tried to come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brawl In was a work gone wrong. Yeah.
What?
Brawl In was a work gone wrong?
Yes.
What?
The Brawl for All?
No. Brawl All In, the CM Punk, Young Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Steel.
Brawl In.
They said, why would they give Ace Steel unprecedented screen time twice in 1 week, then magically he gets in a major backstage fight?
What?
Because it happened because he was on TV twice in that week, and then...
Yeah, that's the reason why it happened, because he was on TV.
They were planning on doing a work with it, but Ace Steel was a dickhead and actually shot
Ace Steel was a dickhead.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Ace Steel being Ace Steel.
So it wasn't a work. Okay.
It was originally meant to be a work, but it turned out into not being one. Obviously, Shawn Michaels' injury in '98 wasn't as bad as it was made to be looked out.
The only person who doesn't believe that is Shawn Michaels.
Right. Let's see here. Rikishi didn't do it for The Rock.
Then who did he do it for?
Triple H.
Yeah.
But why? What was his? Was it money?
I'm trying to find a good one. There's somebody else. Rikishi actually did it for The Rock.
Oh my God, what a heel promo out of The Rock if he cut it now.
I did it
Yeah, right.
for Roman Reigns.
Everyone's one of the big ones is John Cena was supposed to win at Mania 28 until John called out Dwayne's promo arm. Rock didn't like that John went into business for himself. So Dwayne went backstage and proposed twice in a lifetime in winning the WWE Championship.
But Cena won the match.
28.
I know, but then he proposed to win the WWE Championship that Cena would beat him for.
Right.
That makes no sense.
But it does. Because The Rock was like, I bet you they were only going to have one. And Cena was going over. And then that shit happened. The Rock was like, I'll put you over next year, but put the belt on me. And Vince at the time was probably like, yeah.
Just the way that was worded, it didn't seem right.
Right. Let's see here. I'll do one last one. Bryan Danielson's the reason why he was cleared to wrestle again was because he was going to leave his contract and go someplace else.
That is true, though. That's not a conspiracy.
Well, yeah, but that was kind of part of it was that what conspiracy theory was true.
The big one, which I'm surprised because this is your conspiracy theory, Sleazy, is that the reason why Vince McMahon shaved his head at WrestleMania 23 is because he was going through cancer.
Yes, that's a big one. I actually...
It's 100% wrong. But...
It's 100% wrong, but I still
believe...
Vince
had fuck you money. He could have paid for cancer, nobody knows.
He was wrestling the whole time.
Yeah, sure. He had the money to pay for the cure of the cancer.
Oh, like that man wouldn't fucking... The man wrestled into his 70s. Now, granted, he did stupid shit when he was wrestling, but, you know... If you could rewatch... Wow. Let's try that again.
This one's good. I like this one.
If you could rewatch one wrestling match again for the first time, which match would it be?
I have two.
I know what one of them is.
Taker Michaels from 25. I think that was the greatest wrestling match ever. No match will top it. Athleticism, because he had everything, stories, all that kind of nonsense. Right? And there's just, I don't think anything will top that match for me. Ow. Oh, I'm trying to remember the other. I had it in my head and then explained in the first one. Go to the bars, I'll tell you what my second one is. I do. I remember. Austin Rock at Mania 17.
Oh, that was not the Mania match I was thinking of that you were going to say with The Rock.
Really?
I thought he was going to say Rock Hogan.
Rock Austin, and again, I love Rock Hogan too, but to me, Rock Austin, that crowd was crazy, plus the match was good. You mute Rock Austin from 17, it's still a good match. You mute Rock Hogan from 18.
Yeah.
Say it, Flair and a broomstick.
Flair and a broomstick.
Or Angle Benoit from the Royal Rumble.
This is interesting.
That's my all-time match.
Bubba Ray, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy. That came to my head.
Which one though?
Which one? There was technically 4. Well, technically
TLC 0.
TLC 0. Which was a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Fuck y'all.
It was they just called it a triangle ladder match.
Yeah.
TLC 0.
Whichever the one where Hardy did the crazy spot.
Which one was that?
I can't remember. leave it alone.
2 at WrestleMania 17?
I'd say the spear.
Yeah, that was at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Like, the one where Jeff Hardy did the crazy spot. Okay, you're not being more... You can't get
You gotta be way
Which one? Which one is that?
The one where he jumped off the ladder.
Which one?
Onto somebody.
Not
on a table.
I was going to say, and he missed somebody. You still got about 10.
Excuse you.
Wow.
Was that a fart?
That was a chair, but I'll claim I farted.
Okay.
I'll give you one of two of mine. The first one's probably obvious. The 92 Rumble. Because I was 7 years old and I didn't appreciate what I was watching.
Okay.
And I would love to go back and watch that with fresh eyes and never seen it before, feeling, and all that stuff. Because it was, for me, it was, Mike's, 7th birthday party, a little birthday present because my dad got it for me, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't like, oh my God, Flair's won the title, because, at that time, it was, I was watching superstars and nothing else, It was just barely, I liked wrestling. I liked watching wrestling, but I didn't know anything outside of the very tiny WWF bubble at the time. So I didn't know who Flair was. I didn't know what that meant for professional wrestling as a whole. The other one is Bayley Sasha, the first one.
Oh, in Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn. Very few matches give me like outright emotional attachment to, professional wrestling more than that match. Even going back to it, I get a little, choked up even because you could tell that they put every single ounce of energy into that match, and it was just so great. So, anything else? Okay, next one.
Retirement also comes to mind for me as well.
Which one?
Michaels.
The real one, the proper
The real one, the proper one.
Everything after Michael's Flair. Shit.
Yeah,
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They just WWE gave him the perfect send off.
And then ruined it later.
He decided to get married 7 more times and needed 8 more alimony payments, so he went to TNA.
Okay. We need to get it out there now because I feel like we need to. According to Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Good.
Yeah. No, John Cena was asked at a conference. I don't even know where it was. He was talking about, somebody asked him about coming back to the ring and trying to get a 5-star match from Meltzer. And John Cena, kind of dodges it a little bit and basically says, I know when I've done a good job in my profession because people love watching me and I'm entertaining them. So my question to you guys is what we do in terms of rating matches, and I don't just mean Meltzer, I mean anybody. Is it doing a disservice to the professional wrestling industry by rating matches?
That many people do it? No.
No.
One person could say it's a 5-star match. One person could say it's a 1-star match.
It's a
that's
I
the
know why.
beauty about our show. In a conundrum,
know what I'm
we all have
like,
different
sir.
appearances and different meanings of everything.
Firefly Funhouse could be considered a 5-star match. It was cinematic.
Yeah.
And again, everybody's preference. But everything that took away from the fans for the Firefly Funhouse match, your throwbacks, your little indie shit, every little thing, everything else was there. So, and worst is for me, you know how much I fucking hate star ratings. Because there's no objective way that everybody can look at someone and say it's this. So, it's everybody's opinion. Anti-Fatman asked me about it the other day. He's like, why do you guys use Meltzer as your range? I was like, we don't use Meltzer as a range. Meltzer's a fucking idiot. Only because, to me, Lars Sullivan has a 5-star match and Kurt Angle doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle doesn't have a 5-star match. Get out of here.
Lars Sullivan has a 5-star match.
In the NXT,
the 5-way match that they had
for the North American title, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
I brought it up because I was curious, and I know we said it before, but I'll casually bring it up again. As of right now, AEW has 29 5-star or better matches. If you add WWF, WCW and Ring of Honor together, they have
12.
4 less star matches than AEW has altogether. And you
It's like Meltzer's on their payroll or something. Oh wait,
how many?
Well,
How many does New Japan have as of right now? How many 5-star better matches has New Japan had?
a billion, especially even the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
I would go 42.
Deeds?
I'll say 52.
Both of you are way off.
I'm just gonna go higher. I'm gonna go 107 because 7's always the answer.
Sir, if this was the Price is Right fucking do game, the yodeling game, you would have went over it because it was 96.
Damn!
Damn.
Motherfucker.
The Ryan did the can anybody tell me who the Fed in second with 37 matches is?
All Japan.
It is.
Yeah, I was going to say. He was a Japan mark. I mean, and one of the other things that was kind of tied to this was some asshole had tweeted to Meltz saying, you know, how do you fucking rate these matches at this, that, and the other thing? And Meltz's response was, well, why don't you go look at Cage Match first?
What a shitty thing to say.
Right?
Like, what is Cage? Cage Match is basically a bunch of us fucking idiots that'll
Rating the match.
Yeah. Oh, this match is great. Oh, that was a 5-star. This match was shit. Go to fuck.
Yeah. Well, here's my thought about star ratings in general. Star ratings are only for, we use them because it's like the thing that people use.
It's like a barometer.
Yeah.
Basically, like we can say, "Oh, the match was good. The match was great." Like, but
right.
if we say, "Hey, this match is 4 stars," people know, "Oh, 4 out of 5. That's really good."
Yeah.
Like a 4-star movie, 4 out of 5. It's a really good. You know what I mean? It's just a barometer. So it's just an easier way to say, "Hey, this is what we think the match is."
Right. Some people use letter gradings. Some people use out of 10. Some people use percentages because they're weird. You know, it's just what we chose to use star ratings because a lot of the bigger professional wrestling journalists, quote unquote, I said quote unquote, use star ratings as their barometer, and unfortunately, that's because Meltzer originated it. So
I thought the question was, do you think John Cena's had a 5-star match? And I said 100%.
oh yeah, absolutely yes.
So
that wasn't even a question.
like,
Okay.
Yeah.
This one specifically for Dietz because I know he's going to have a hard time with it.
Oh, fuck off.
Keep one, erase one. Ryan, you know which one it is. Macho Man Randy Savage or Sting?
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, hold on.
I love this. Let him.
To me, this is actually pretty easy.
It actually is for me as well.
It has to be Sting.
You keeping Sting?
I have to keep Sting.
I actually
have
think
to.
that's the right answer.
It is absolutely 100% the right answer.
It has
I think
to
you
be
keep
Sting
Sting.
just because I hate to say this, it's the longevity. He's been around for forever.
Savage pretty much stopped wrestling full time in like 99.
Yeah.
He was an
it's crazy to
attraction.
think.
Yeah, he was an attraction wrestler for like 4 years before that, even.
And then he showed up at TNA, 2002, 2003, and had one match in 04, 05, and that was it. Like,
Yeah, he didn't.
yeah, the answer is Sting. Ryan, there you go.
Hey,
You
I got you.
lose WrestleMania 4 and 5.
You
Those-
lose 7 too,
You lose 7.
and 8.
You lose Slim Jim becoming one of the craziest fucking treats in the world. But I think it's Savage. But I think Savage done more for the business than what Sting's done.
I think outside of the wrestling ring, that might be true.
Savage in WWF was given the ball for a year, and nobody got the ball from Hogan when it was proper to get the ball. Then he went
Warrior.
to WCW, and him and Hogan were the two names that, holy fuck, they helped for a long part legitimize WCW. Sting didn't do that. Sting was there forever.
Here's the point.
Had Survivor Series, had Starrcade 97 went any different, I might agree with you because the business could have been different had that finish been fine. But, oh yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, Jew.
I can't go against the Sting.
He didn't hey yo you, he oh yeah you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Jew.
I get your side on Sting in terms of that's your guy's pick. It just Macho Man did so much more for the business as a whole, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And this made me pop up a couple of things in my head. Erase one or keep one. Hogan Rock.
As much as I hate this, Hogan, you have to keep Hogan.
Hogan's too much of an influence.
I mean, The Rock gained massive popularity, but Austin was there, Triple H was there, like Undertaker was there. Yes, he was probably the second or even arguably the first most popular guy there, but without Hogan, it's the business.
If you erase the entire, let's start with the fact that the entirety of the Attitude Era is shorter than Reigns' title reign. Let's start with that. The other part is that you lose The Rock, but really The Rock didn't carry the company like Hogan did.
In
the way that Hogan did?
That Hogan carried the company, sure.
But that's what I mean, though.
But in 2000, when there was no Stone Cold and he was your fucking golden goose, the two names that were carrying it, basically, because you need a face and a heel, were Triple H and Rock.
Yep.
Yes, but I'm saying that was all of how many years? How long did Hogan... How long was Hogan on top in a time where wrestling wasn't hot? You know what I mean?
And
Without him.
He essentially went through two different phases in two different companies.
Yeah.
So I get it. So it's a good one, but
yeah, you lose the NWO too.
Yeah, you do, Leslie.
Hogan. So you erase Rock.
You have to, I think. But what two wrestlers seem like a natural tag team that never happened? There's three of them that were given.
Undertaker and IRS, death and taxes.
That's always the common one, right? Flash Funk and Godfather, Pimpin' Easy. Luger and Hennig, Perfect Narcissists. And Owen and Bret Hart, the Prince of Hearts.
Owen and Bret Hart did happen.
Yes, it did.
I was about to say they had the whole family tag.
Lash LaRue for life. Well,
this asshole again.
Lash LaRue and Elix Skipper. God bless America.
God bless America.
Lenny Lane and Chris Jericho.
Wow.
What was their team? What was their team name?
Y2K.
Y2K.
Wow. This was a hard one for me, but
because you're trying to think of two things that just like, because right off the bat, my first thing is be like, who do I put Doink with?
Right?
Like, just who would Doink go with right away? Because putting Doink with somebody gives you so many too, right? Like,
Dink, Pink, or even Wink. You have many choices, actually. So here's the thing: is that I Southern Justice is always a fun rebrand of the Godwins, but I think that they could have done more with the group as a whole. Unfortunately, what's his face there? I can't remember his name. Henry O. Godwin.
Dennis Knight.
Dennis Knight, thank you. If he had been able to be a little bit more...
Oh, no, Dennis Knight's Midian, isn't he?
Yeah, Mark Canterbury.
Thank you. I know he retired early because of a back issue, I think it was.
Undertaker and Henry O. Godwin, the two Marks.
The two Marks. Well done.
Mark Inc.
Mark
Inc. Or Mark Henry and Undertaker.
Ooh.
Oh my God, that's such a bad team name.
How bad?
what's the person where you fuck dead people? What's it called?
Necrophilia?
Necrophilia?
Sexual,
The fact that we both know this is problematic, by the way.
sexual necrophilia.
Wow.
Oh, necrophilia chocolate.
Necrophilia
Necrophilia
chocolate.
God.
Oh, that one's great.
Boo.
Wow. It's a trio, but it's Big Boss Man, Akeem the African Dream, and
So you're just putting them back together.
and then adding Muhammad Hassan to give you 9/11.
How does Akeem fit in that?
Isn't it was the Twin Towers?
Fair. Great too, by the way. Fucking great.
Just silence. I got no fucking laughs on it, but it was still a great bit. I'll take
It was fucking great. Listen.
Too
Why can't-
soon? Too soon, motherfuckers? 24 years. Come on. Some of the ones in the thread, Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig, ravishingly perfect. Darby Allen and PCO, Suicide Squad. All the blonde Canadians in 2000 forming a stable.
Called.
The Blondes. Let's see here. Saturn and Malenko, S&M. That's a good one, actually.
That's amazing.
Big Show and Godfather, Big Pimpin'.
Marseille, Mansoir, and Pretty Deadly.
What are you calling them?
Pretty deadly male models.
Oh, God. Shoot me in the goddamn head. The reason why The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins happened because of one man, Jack Perry. So here's the big question. What kind of butterfly effect in professional wrestling happened that
Oh, this is easy.
you can point to that is not an obvious one? Obviously, we talk about the Bullet Club and all that fun stuff, but something that's not as obvious.
The curtain call. The curtain call doesn't happen. Triple H is going to go win the King of the Ring. If then he gets punished, who wins the King of the Ring? Austin. Austin does the promo. History made. What happens if Triple H wins that, doesn't do the curtain call, and they win the King of the Ring? You don't get Austin 316.
Hogan doesn't kick out at 3 at Mania when Andre falls on him.
Oh.
Interesting.
That changes everything. Iron Sheik breaks Hogan's leg for Vern Gagne.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a
Sting goes over. It's Starrcade 97 properly.
Eh.
I was kind of leaning towards that. What if Flair didn't win 92?
What if Hogan
Went
was?
over.
What if Hogan wasn't the third man?
What if it was Jeff Jarrett?
Sting was supposed to be the rumored one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it would have the impact.
Sting
Here-
being such a WCW guy, it would have had the impact for the WCW side of it, but I don't think as a whole generational business change.
Right.
I have a thread of these. One of them was Nakamura being responsible for Becky Lynch main eventing WrestleMania.
What?
I don't even get the.
Where did we get the context from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's. I don't even know that one.
I don't know that.
Ricky Steamboat asked for time off as Intercontinental Champ, which led to a series of events in which Randy Savage becomes the WWF champion, and Ted DiBiase never does.
No, I don't believe that one. I don't even think that's real.
That is real. DiBiase was supposed to win the WWF title.
I never heard of that.
Macho was supposed to get the RC title. Honky Tonk did not want to drop it to him. So
Bruce Pritchard has already said that's bullshit. So,
well, I'm bringing this back to our old conspiracy theories.
no, that's
Right.
I've never heard that Savage was never going to. They said they were planning that since like SummerSlam. So,
Yeah, okay. When's the last time we've listened to Bruce Pritchard and thought, yeah, that's correct? Mustafa.
the last time we believe a random guy on Reddit.
Right. Well, also true. Yes. Mustafa Ali getting injured.
Muhammad Hassan.
Oh, the whole Muhammad Hassan thing was a great one too.
Kennedy, not basically not getting hurt when he had the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Mr. Kennedy. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is so shitty because he came back so fast after. Like, they didn't need to take it off him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's a good one. The Montreal screw job led to TNA wrestling existing. Okay, here we go. Ready? Obviously, Brett leaves the company. Owen Hart goes to the Blue Blazer. Owen Hart dies. Owen was supposed to become Intercontinental Champion at Over the Edge. And WWE ended up giving the title to Jeff Jarrett as tribute. Jarrett held the title until he was booked to lose it to China. Only his contract was up the day before the event. Jarrett holding leverage, did the whole bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. And due to the bad blood over how Jarrett left WWE, he invested in his own promotion. Had Owen not died, he likely would have been champion when China was due to win. So, and obviously Owen would have put her over with no issue. So Jarrett almost certainly wouldn't have gotten that bad blood and would have been with the company.
I can see that. That's
I can see it, but I don't believe it. Type thing. Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think Jarrett was leaving no matter what on that day.
The
bad blood wasn't between him and. Again, this is according to Jeff. This is according to Jeff Jarrett himself.
Mm-hmm.
He quote held himself for money and blah blah blah, but it was this money that was due to him. But at the same time, he had no ill will towards the company. He said he was leaving no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can see it. It makes sense. But I think Jarrett's leaving either way.
Well, we're going to extrapolate it even further. Because of Owen Hart's death, AEW exists. Because both the Bucks and Okada were met in TNA, and they were both pissed about, obviously being booked shitty, and Okada put a good word in for them to join New Japan. And that started the whole Bullet Club thing, and we go through all that with Kenny Omega and the Elite and blah, 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 blah. Nia Jax breaking Becky's nose is a big, obviously one. If Nia hadn't punched Becky, the women may not have headlined WrestleMania. Which is interesting.
Yep.
True. Right about that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The only good thing that came out of Nia Jax hurting someone.
I'll do. Oh, here it is. Can someone explain the Shinsuke one? In the Royal Rumble pre-show, Shinsuke shoved Rusev into Lana, knocking her off the apron and injuring her ankle, meaning she couldn't enter the Rumble later that night, giving Becky the opportunity to enter in her place, win and go on and win the main event. But that was a kayfabe one.
Yeah.
But that's still debunked because Lana still tried to enter after.
Yes, that's true. AJ Lee retiring saved women's wrestling for WWE. Had she not retired, she would have beaten Nikki at Extreme Rules and feuded with Naomi and Paige. Charlotte wouldn't have been called up until later in the year, and Sasha and Becky wouldn't have been called up till long after that and not together. Because AJ left, Nikki wrestled at Beast in the East and separated her shoulder. The injury sent WWE into panic mode, losing their top 2 women so quickly, because Nikki's neck also got injured shortly after. So they called up the horsewomen early. Nikki held on, put over Charlotte, and making her feel important. The rest led to where we are now. Had AJ not retired, we kept hot potatoing the title, and the horsewomen wouldn't have been picked up.
Lies.
That's a tough one to swallow.
It is. It's a pretty tough one.
That one's pretty tough.
That one's someone's bitter.
Right? Let me.
They were already with the company doing amazing work in NXT at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would never get called up as bullshit. They were on their way up. Fuck off. They showed. I call bullshit on that one. They showed up before Charlie McFace fucking Nikki.
Well, that was kind of
yeah,
the
but
point.
it all goes back to the AJ Lee part.
Right.
Yeah, it don't matter though. Still stupid.
If Barry Windham hadn't gone to the WWE in 1984, he would have had Magnum TA's push in 95-96.
85-86?
Which means Magnum TA wouldn't have feuded with Tully Blanchard. Tessa's mother might have married someone else other than Magnum TA. Tessa may not have trained as a wrestler.
No, I don't believe that at all either.
It's a butterfly effect. You know how it goes.
Yeah, but I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
You cannot believe it, but the point of this part was the look at the butterfly effect of.
Yeah, look at the butterfly effect, but if there's actual facts involved, it'd be great.
Yeah, but we're not. This wasn't going.
This isn't about facts. How dare you bring facts? To
Well,
fucking discussion?
the beginning thing was like, there's no way Barry was going to be in that spot before Magnum TA. Ever. So, debunking that.
Bigger blunder: Sting in WWE or Bret Hart in WCW?
Bret Hart and WCW.
Bret Hart and
Absolutely.
WCW.
Absolutely. Heavy G's trying to get in. Absolutely, it's Bret Hart and WCW.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
Welcome, Heavy G.
Look at this goddamn mark.
Right?
Speaking of the butterfly effect,
Hey, is that the New Japan World Championship? The IWGP
No,
World Championship? Yes,
That's what it is.
It is. I got one.
I was listening for the last couple of minutes. None of you said about maybe Shawn Michaels going to WCW.
Nah, he was never going to go.
I don't think he was either, but it's an interesting thought to bring up. Here's one. What's your I didn't care for the Godfather type of opinion in professional wrestling? Very unpopular opinion to everyone else in the wrestling community.
Fuck Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah,
Ditto that. Just change the name to Roderick Strong.
Ditto it, but change it to Roderick Strong.
Not a one. Now you got to stretch to find one.
I mean, everyone knows mine about Hogan, so that's not.
Mine's a little bit more generic. There's not enough comedy in wrestling.
I think people need to start watching TNA over AEW.
That's actually a pretty good one. Heavy G, welcome to the conversation.
Like, so what is this? Are we just saying like that we don't like a wrestler per se, or
No, it's just what you perceive to be an unpopular opinion
That you believe.
that you believe is true.
I have to agree with you, Sleazy, that there isn't enough comedy in wrestling.
I'll give you one that we all experienced in the same arena, but I don't know if ABG was at 29, but I was in the minority cheering for Cena at 29.
I was ready just to get the fuck out of
I was just going to say that.
I had a Cena hat on that night.
I bought a Cena hoodie.
it. Yeah.
I bought a Cena hat that night, and
My world came crashing down when I met.
But
Shit.
did it hurt inside?
I don't know. Hold
You
on.
got to take a stand.
Hold on, let me
It
check.
don't help to hide.
No, I'm used to it by
Hey,
now.
hey, hey!
My butthole-
When you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride.
You got to be a
You
man.
gotta take a stand.
Well,
The shirt was ready to go.
here's the thing. When Hogan said he was saying his prayers and taking his vitamins, we know what vitamins he was taking.
Hey,
Bro.
doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah.
Little trebolone sandwich, baby. There we go.
So much, motherfucker.
Hogan.
Hey.
So much. I was gonna wait till last to say mine, but because it falls into the probably the last one we'll do tonight because it's we've gone through this. Lethal Leap Year. Right? We all love Lethal Leap Year. But the reality is that the entire Southpaw Wrestling Federation was fucking hilarious, okay? I'm going to go around the horn really quickly, and I want you to give me your favorite comedy moment in professional wrestling. And I'm going to start with Deets.
Billy and Chuck.
That is how me and Travis, when we first broke into wrestling together back in 2001, they were trying to figure out names. Everybody called me Buck. I thought Chuck and Billy, and we were supposed to be the bitches of the stable, like the grunt work, and we were eating the heat, and we were taking the beatings and doing all the bitch stuff. So I saw Billy and Chuck, and I see everyone. I was like, we should just change it and call us Buck because it was easy and chilly, and that's how that goes. Because that's a little tribute to Billy and Chuck, I guess.
Yeah.
I always wondered why you called him Chili. I just thought he farted. I just thought he farted a lot.
Yeah, Billy and Chuck were popular, so we went Buck and Chili.
I just thought he farted it a lot.
Love me some Billy and Chuck. 3 count too. Big 3 count guy.
I'm surprised. I know I'm like second or third to go. We have not talked about the 2-time NWA World Champion.
Right?
When he pulled out that ladder during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Comedic genius.
Only to be topped this year.
Yes.
When he came out in the Women's Rumble.
Yep.
Fucking hilarious. Our truth as a whole. Yeah. Our truth as a whole is fucking hilarious.
I can't wait to see what he does in this 6-pack tag at Mania.
Give me WLC 2.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't mind also seeing Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn too. Because that shit was funny.
There's so many good ones.
And even Stadium Stampede had its moments. I just saw one trending on X a couple days ago where Mike Santana whipped Kenny Omega into the arena and Kenny just kept running.
Yeah. That's a great one. To go back to Truth, the R-Truth promo on Lesnar.
Yes.
I'm going to throw you over the top rope, Paul
Heyman.
Did you know the story behind that? As per my journalistic integrity of searching stuff up through the rounds of internet, apparently they was specifically sent. R-Truth was specifically sent out to pop Lesnar because nobody could pop Lesnar.
and he is the man to do
promo,
it.
You see Lesnar, and Lesnar just loses it, and that's not Lesnar. But R-Truth was sent out. R-Truth is Vince McMahon's favorite ginger.
Yes.
There's so many. Well, here's the thing. There's so many great moments.
Choppy pee pee.
Choppy.
Choppy. Kai and tie.
Oh God. Yes. There's a million of them in Chikara. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You know, I could go on forever. But in WWE specifically, probably one of my favorites was Kane in therapy. Him going through the entire
Kane and Taker Mark anyways. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's pretty obvious, but there were so many Kane moments that were funny because his character was intentionally not supposed to be funny. So when they did a lot of comedy with him, it really hit. But that's probably the top one for me.
Santino trying to do the splits, copying Melina in jeans.
Yes.
Santino wrecking the Icon, trying to get an IC title match from William Regal.
Yeah.
Or Santina.
No.
We've already mentioned Santina here today.
Yeah.
Jericho pissing in Regal's
William
tea.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good
Speaking
one.
of piss, Vince 316 says I just pissed my pants.
Eugene?
Are we allowed to say mentally handicapped person was funny?
We think you're funny all the time, Ryan. So
Wow, I wasn't diagnosed though.
Okay,
Dick.
here I'm gonna date myself on this one. Roddy Piper versus Bad News Brown.
oh god, that was
where he paints himself
Half black.
Half black. Yeah.
I don't know if that was funny or just
I thought it was funny.
what else was it?
The original wrestling album.
It is
Pile
everybody's
driver?
prerogative
Yes.
at that point.
Yeah.
No, Pile Driver was the second one, wasn't it? Pile Driver was the second.
Yeah, you're
one.
right. The Pile Driver was the second one.
Pile Driver was the second one. That was with Coco Beware on the cover.
Yeah.
No, the original one had like, I remember it was Captain Lou singing. Captain Lou was singing.
Captain
and,
Lou was on it.
Yeah, and George was here going, "Hey, Captain."
We have not mentioned Naked Midian yet, and it's a
Oh
tragedy
yeah,
that will
Naked
happen.
Midian. That's a good one.
Meaty.
Naked Minion.
Here's the shitty part. Like, I'm really trying to think of WCW like funny gimmicks.
Disco Inferno.
There's disco, and
Well, Alex Wright.
Alex Wright, the Wonder King.
Misfits in action.
What about Gold
The
Dust?
filthy animals with the face.
we had the GI Bros.
Oh.
You don't say 3 count?
Well, I've already mentioned 3 count once.
Can't mention them enough.
WWE. What about Gold Dust when he got electrocuted and he had the stuttering and the Tourette's?
Cockles.
Cockles. And then I never forget the one he was with the Triple H and he was looking at WWE. Fake cover, fake cover.
Oh my goodness. Let's get into news and
Hold on.
rumors.
Can I add? Because Heavy G wasn't here for it. Heavy
Yes.
G,
Yes.
what conspiracy theory do you believe in professional wrestling?
The one I've always thought was true.
Say it.
Savage Stephanie.
Ooh.
Oh, I can't believe none of us said that.
Not one of us said that.
Ooh.
That's wow.
I totally forgot about that.
Oopsie.
oh, I farted.
I honestly think that's true.
There we go. This will go into your butterfly effect. Macho doesn't fuck Stephanie.
Now what happens?
Doesn't leave for WCW.
Which means he's not the third man. Oh wait, he wasn't the third man.
I've always thought that with him just leaving so abruptly. And not with the Hall of Fame and everything else, and Lanny Poffo really not saying, and I've always thought that there's always a little bit of truth to that. So, and Stephanie can just come right out and say it never happened. She hasn't said
You're
that,
also like 14 at the time.
right? So I don't.
Fredo.
If there was rumor about me, I'd come out and say it didn't happen.
It's also dead, so meh.
But still,
Okay. So I have a few news and rumors personally. I know Fat Man kind of wanted to take a backseat to this episode because it was
Well,
meant to be.
I got Roger up right now. I'm just going through it.
before you do your news rumor, Sleazy,
Yes.
your big boss man, Akeem and Muhammad Hassan tag team. Yeah,
Respect.
respect. There's some respect.
Never forget.
Never forget. Never mention it.
Um,
Yeah.
obviously the biggest news, in my professional opinion, is going to be the one that Fat Man's about to shit over, but I don't care. Masha Slamovich.
No,
will be
that was what I was going to actually bring up.
Okay, well,
I was going to say a WWE contracted wrestler versus a TNA contracted wrestler in a GCW ring WrestleMania weekend. Yeah.
This is craziness.
Josh Barnett's amazing.
Masha Slamovich versus Shayna Baszler.
I am. So, obviously, as soon as I heard this, I was like, motherfucker. I gotta go find some tickets, right? Not a single goddamn one left. To the shock of probably nobody. But here's the entire card, which is unbelievable.
I'm looking at it right now, yeah.
Baszler versus Masha, Eric Hammer versus Lou Nixon, Minoru Suzuki versus Royce Isaacs, Josh Barnett versus this young up-and-comer, Johnny Bloodsport. No.
Who?
It's Johnny Nitro.
Johnny Nitro,
John
Johnny
Morrison.
Mundo, John Morrison, whoever
John
you want to call
Morrison,
him.
Nitro.
Johnny Elite, yeah.
Johnny Elite. Mike Bailey versus Nick Namath.
Who?
Dolph Ziggler.
No. Who's facing Nick Namath?
Speedball.
Mike Bailey.
Who?
Oh, God. Speed Mike Ball Bailey.
No, Mike Ball Speed Bailey. Get his goddamn name right.
Not my bit, you fuck. Akira versus Matt Makowski. Axel Tischer versus Timothy Thatcher.
That would be good.
There's just so many great fucking matchups there. I really do wish I could get fucking tickets to that, but that's part of the GCW collective. There's like 12 events running this year, including the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame. Now, one of the things that we want to put out there, and we'll probably talk about this more on our live show on the Tuesday before WrestleMania, is we're going to a bunch of shows. We'll actually tell you guys the lineup of what shows we're going to be. So if you want to join us with those shows, please come up to us, talk to us. Please.
And the appearances we'll be making.
Okay. But one of them is the Indie Hall of Fame.
We'll be making appearances.
We'll be keeping up appearances for sure.
We'll be making them too.
Afa the Wild Samosa. Afa the Wild Samoan is back in the hospital.
Yeah, that's
not great.
no.
He fell and fractured his back in 2 places.
Oh.
Yikes.
Wow.
WWE is announcing a new documentary about Bray Wyatt, which I think debuts April 1st.
Yeah.
Back. Raquel Rodriguez is removed from WWE's active roster page.
Yep. I think they're removing her because of her MCAS, I believe.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my heart sinks again. Asuka's been injured. At least it wasn't because of Nia Jax, but no, she injured her knee on SmackDown. They pulled her from live events, so she's, they're trying to figure out if it's a minor injury or if it's going to be big. They don't really know what her timeline is, so she might be working on her YouTube channel more.
Which Sleazy jerks off to constantly.
I love Kana-chan TV. If you guys don't watch that and you are a fan of Asuka, why the hell aren't you watching it?
Or Japanese women.
Yeah, Joshi in general. But she has she really does separate herself from the character in the
Oh,
vlog.
yeah.
It's really nice. It's surprisingly refreshing because she's, she lives in Vegas, but she's constantly obviously she's on the road all the time, but she's now also doing stuff in Japan too. So she's building a house in Japan right now. It's really cool. But yeah, check it out if you enjoy that kind of vlog content. Are we gonna kind of touch on the Rock's promos and his social media stuff, because I know there's been some bitching about it, and I have a very quick opinion on it.
Go ahead.
Good.
Who the fuck cares? He's on the board of directors.
Who's gonna stop him?
Right. Like, fuck him.
I think that's what the big blowback is, because he is on the board of directors, that he gets a lot more leeway
Yeah,
in what he's allowed to say.
of course he does. He's the boss.
That's the thing. A lot of people are saying, well, nobody else can get to say what he says because he's the boss. Well,
He's the boss.
he's the boss. Hey, your boss can tell you your boss can say stuff to you that you can't say to your boss.
That's not necessarily true. I'm a union guy.
Well. Let's just say my boss can say stuff to me that I can't say to my boss, but that's part of usual everyday life. I mean,
Yeah.
so,
I got one last one here, and then I'll just dump it back to Fatman entirely. Mick Foley. Apparently, he's trying to lose a bunch of weight to see if he can do another match.
Well, the match is going to be against Cardona.
Right?
So, if Mick wants to do it, great. It's his prerogative.
I'd watch it.
I think it'd be better than Flair's last match.
Right.
So, one more thing. Last week we talked about WrestleMania potentially being in Las Vegas in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still seeing Minneapolis. This is from March 14th, so 5 days ago. Minneapolis front runner for WrestleMania 25. Or in WrestleMania 2025.
Here's my question about all this. Don't we normally know by now?
They'll announce it probably during WrestleMania. They normally they didn't last year. They did it I think a couple weeks before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But normally they announce it during WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to go back to that.
Like the end of day one or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to Mick's last match. I mean, I'd like to see it. I think Matt Cardona is a perfect opponent for him. I can honestly say I'm a huge Ric Flair fan. That last match was, maybe you're so used to thinking of how a Ric Flair match should be, but you always remember the last match. To me, the last match for me with him has always been Shawn Michaels. I don't like all the TNA stuff, but boy, to see how he was in that last match against Jarrett and Lethal. Oh,
Right?
Yeah, you wanted to prove that you can do it, but sometimes you really don't have to prove you can do it. You know,
It was nothing about proving he could do it one more time. It was 194% a cash grab.
Yeah.
And everyone knew it in that building. Everyone knew it in the back. And even people who looked at it and went, I don't believe him.
No.
You know, so be it. So be it. If you want to make another fucking 100 grand, go for it.
All the power to you, but man, the other matches I felt bad for the matches on the card, because the other matches on the card were fantastic.
Yeah. And they got fucking shit on.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. But I could see. Hey man, what do you think? I want to ask you guys a question. What do you think about AEW, the introduction of Spike?
Oh, Janice?
Basically Janice, yeah.
It's Janice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Giving Mick Foley props. You should have gave Abyss props.
Also true, yes. It was way more Janice than the barbed wire bat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or barbed wire 2x4.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we said Spike. I'm like, that's Janice.
He went full Negan. You never go full Negan.
What were we talking about last week that I wanted to bring back up? Oh, the Triple Crown. While we're talking about AEW. The Continental Triple Crown thing. I was jokingly saying during AEW's Revolution Review in my paper, and then I think I said it the week after, that what belt was actually on the line? Was it the Continental Championship or was it all three belts? And the response I got from everyone was, no, they make it one championship. It's not 3 titles. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? They're splitting it up. Because the match that Kingston's having with Numbnuts is only for the Continental Championship. And this is also strange. For the first time ever, Sleazy and Fatman are going to WrestleMania and not going to Supercard of Honor.
There is no Supercard of Honor.
There is a Supercard of Honor. It's on Friday. But we can't go because we're going to BCW instead. Spoiler, by the way.
Wait. There's a Supercard of Honor?
Yes, there is a Supercard of Honor happening in Philadelphia.
No.
Yep, because it's headlined by Kingston versus another Numbnuts. We can quickly go through that card. Where is it?
Supercard
Briscoe.
of Honor.
Because it's going to be the coronation Mark Briscoe. There's no way.
They did not do a good job promoting it. I didn't even know they were doing it.
Well, there's only 3 matches announced, and it's 2 weeks away or 2.5 weeks.
Well, I can't really say that. NXT's only announced 3 matches too.
Fair. But
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's going to be a ROH Women's Television Championship.
Yes. We needed more titles. You should know this by now.
That's one thing I'm surprised that WWE didn't have.
More titles?
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised they don't have a TV title.
No.
It's the U.S. title. I mean,
Well, yeah, but still.
I think, to be fair, I think the women's need it. They need another title.
I can see that.
There's enough women on the roster that are kind of floundering because they can't be in one of the 2 major title brackets here. So there needs to be a mid-card women's title, even if it floats across all 3 brands even. There needs to be another women's title, I think.
Yeah, look what they did back in the NWA days. They gave Barry Windham the Western States Heritage. They made that one before.
Like, that motherfucker needs a belt. Pick a name. Heritage title.
The Western States Heritage. Only him and Larry Zbyszko held it.
Right?
Like, what happened to it?
Where's the International WCW Championship or whatever the fuck it was called?
It's like the European title.
Yeah. Well. Ryan, put yourself over. Oh, fuck him. You can find Ryan Buttgotch or Ryan at Ryan Buttgotch on TikTok, Reddit, Wrestling Show. Big thanks to everyone who posts on Reddit at r/Reddit, WREEDIT, r/Squared Circle, r/SC Jerk. Everybody there. We joke about, the wrestling community as a whole, but there are a lot of great people out there, and we really enjoy everyone's different opinions on shit. So a big thanks to everyone that we read comments of. We will put all the Reddit bits and pieces in the liner notes for this episode. Deets left. You can find him on X and whatnot. Heavy G, put yourself over.
You can find me on TWS_Heavy G. You can find me on Thursday nights, every other Thursday, on the Best Darn Sports Show, period 2, with the Hall of Famer up there on the top, along with Mark. This upcoming show, we're going to do a pop-up show this Thursday night. And Fatman and I are going to be going over our Major League Baseball predictions all 30 teams and the playoffs. Don't miss it.
Gotta love it. I'm at TWS Sleazy.
SleazyFatman.
We are SleazyFatman on X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Please go on over there and give us a like. Videos you can find on twitch.tv/SleazyFatman, youtube.com/SleazyFatman, premium videos on onlyfans.com/The Wrestling Show. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite platform and click that notification icon on YouTube, especially for when we go live. You can find all sorts of content at thewrestlingshow.com, including articles, merch, and a ton of other cool stuff. You can get this podcast every Saturday morning wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, and Podbean. Don't hesitate to rate us on your favorite platform and click automatic downloads. Really helps us out. Before we go, I do want to put out something else here, because we didn't actually talk about it during the show. But I do want to announce that we are doing a giveaway. We are actually going to be giving out a pair of tickets for NXT Stand and Deliver, and we're going to give out a solo ticket for NXT Stand and Deliver. So keep your ears out for when the actual the giveaway is going to happen. Make sure you like, subscribe to this video, specifically on YouTube and wherever you guys are seeing this, and also make sure you're subscribed to the Wrestling Show Facebook page. Those are going to be the two big areas where you're going to be able to hear more information about that. That will be coming up next week. We'll have more information on that. So with a fuck you to Ryan, even though he left, because he left, a fuck you to Deeth because he left. Thanks to Heavy G for coming on the show. And as always, for Sleazy,
For the Fat Man.
this is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. Thank you. Fuck Tony Khan, his alleged coke habit. A hot dog's on a sandwich, a sub is on a sandwich, a burger is a sandwich. Next week, we're doing trivia? Question mark? The answer is always 7.
I'm the truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun.